What happened to what was that? What was it? Keith Sweat, Gerald Levert, and
LSG.
Yeah. What happened to them after that? Didn't they have that just one good album? That was
they had the one good album, which was the first one,
the
and the
self-titled
second
one.
was
Yeah, that second one was. Yeah, I know, Ken. That second one was like, what are y'all doing?
All of them
doing out here.
is divas. All of them.
I don't know what happened to
Keith Sweat is hard to work with. Gerald Levert hard to work with, and Johnny Gill hard to work with. That's what they said. Why they make it.
Then how did they get the first one done?
Money.
Probably just off the excitement and the potential bag they could get. Because I just remember that one hit from that album. What was it called?
My body.
My body.
Yeah.
The whole. Have you heard the whole album?
I haven't heard the whole album in a minute, but I just remember that song.
The whole Tyrese.
Yeah, that whole album's dope. You thinking of Ginuwine, Tank, and Tyrese?
Yeah, then they tried too. Tyrese.
He was about TNT.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried their own version of it, and it wasn't good.
It was about 15 years too late. That's what it was.
I wish there were more groups like that, though. What'd you say, Spike?
I said I heard Tank's podcast was pretty good. R&B Money or something like that.
Yeah. I've been meaning to listen to it. I'm subscribed to it. I just haven't gotten to any of the shows, but I heard it was good. He had was Gill Scott? It was somebody on there that I wanted to hear who we talked to.
If it was Gill Scott, I want to hear that too.
Yeah,
I think he did have Gill Scott or they had a conversation about Gill Scott.
But yeah, I think we need more of that though. We don't have any R&B artists like that.
Groups. We don't have any R&B groups anymore.
In general,
Magic Jacquees, Bryson Tiller.
I was just about to go down the list, Ken. I was like, what would be the trio that you would want to see? Would it be Chris Brown?
Chris Brown had to be with nobody.
It had to be Chris Brown, Usher, and who would be the third one?
Can't even think of nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the issue with Chris Brown and Usher, I think their voices are too close together in terms of tone. I think LSG, you had that they were distinct.
Their voices. Yep.
Would y'all be here for a rap group like that?
Nah.
I want to hear like Slaughterhouse, the new Slaughterhouse.
Nah.
I mean, it worked well with Slaughterhouse.
For a quick minute, and then that shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say that was
short-lived, bro.
That was more like a freestyle in the album, and that was about it.
Nah, bro.
They had a mixtape. They had a dope
mixtape. Yeah, I think there's at least 3 good projects.
Yeah.
Bro, the name and the promo sounded better than the music.
Nah, Nick, the first mixtape, the album, and then I think they dropped like 2 good quality mixtapes because that was the thing we complained about. Why don't the album sound like the mixtape?
Yep.
So it was Eminem. So yeah, I don't know who that third one could be that would work in modern day times. Like if we looked more in the alt R&B scene, I think is what they call it. So you have Lucky Day. Who are some other dope males? Shit, bro.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, Ken. Like you're probably gonna get to the same argument that you mentioned. Like they all kind of, even the alt R&B, there's like a lot of them sound the same. Like, okay, I would say probably the 3 that I was thinking of was probably be Chris Brown, Usher, and Frank Ocean. Those are the 3 names you could be like, all right, some people buy an album of that trio.
I think Frank Ocean could work because of the way he sings. But I don't know how you're gonna create because I don't know what type of R&B songs you can write for Frank Ocean that would work with Usher.
Well, I was thinking more so like Frank would be more the writer. I think Frank writing is better than a lot of the current R&B acts. His singing isn't, but his writing is really good. So I think there's a way you can make it creative and let him do his thing. But I think that would be a trio that I think a lot of people would be interested in. Outside of that, maybe like you said, Bryson Tiller. Who else? Maybe like Bryson Tiller, Sir, and I don't want to say Jacquees. I'm trying to think of somebody else, but it's
the king of R&B.
How you gonna leave off the king of R&B, nigga?
Bruh. What was you about to say, B?
No, I'm just thinking like it's crazy how Frank Ocean still has a crazy dedicated fan base, and that man is just barely dropping music, bro.
Did he just drop a song? Or there was just somebody?
I think he did. I think he did drop a song.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
didn't
it.
hear. I'm surprised I didn't hear no one talking about it. That's what I'm
It was
saying.
like-
It's like
in the last couple of days too. Like you
he
said,
goes so long between music. Like I'm surprised fans are like really diehard for him still. You know,
But there's certain artists that those fans make exception to, like how it was back in the day, where like with Sade. If Sade drop an album now, people gonna flock to it, even though she drops
that's
like
true. That's true.
once every
That's a
5 to
great
10
point.
years. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
Like,
great
but
point.
like,
That's a great point. That's
but
a great
there's
point.
certain exceptions. Like everybody can't do that. But
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah,
That's
you're
great.
right. I mean, if like you say, yeah, if Frank Ocean drop an album tomorrow, that shit going, you know, it's gonna do numbers because people fucking love Frank Ocean. So yeah, the Sade point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think the closest thing we had in today's world to LSG was Silk Sonic with Anderson Paak
Paak
and
and Bruno
and
Mars.
that was a missed opportunity too. Only because it could have been so much better than it was. Ken, I know that sounds crazy because they did
had a
have
hit,
a lot of they had a hit record. They won Grammy. But if they would lean into the Anderson Paak like knowledge, you know what I'm talking about, like the Anderson Paak knowledge direction, and just having Bruno Mars do vocals in that, that would have been crazy. They just leaned into Bruno and doing his mainstream shit.
They had some. I think they had some Anderson Paak records, but I think they're so different in terms of like sound. So I think to your point, Anderson Paak has a sound, Bruno has a sound, and they kind of maybe met in the middle. I think
they lean more into Bruno because like the only song that you could say is like "Smoking Out the Window" is the only one I'm like, okay, they lean into Anderson Paak a little bit. But if you listen to the most recent album between Knowledge, the No Worries album, you could hear like, bruh, there's some stuff that Bruno could have done in this world, in this universe.
You think so?
That would have elevated a project to be like, oh, this is a new lane. Because I think they could have created a whole new lane.
Oh no. I think the Silk. Do you like the Silk Sonic album? Let me.
I like that. It's not a bad album at all.
Okay.
I like the album, but it's just like I was thinking it could have been better. It's kind of like what they people's initial thoughts of what album was that? I had it on the top of my head. There was an album that came out that people like thought it was going to be a lot better than it was, even though it's not bad. I want to probably say Watch the Throne, but Watch the Throne kind of aged well over time. But when it first came out, people were kind of a little bit disappointed with Watch the Throne.
That's revisionist history and Watch the Throne.
I didn't meet those people.
I didn't-
Those,
like
I don't know who those people was, Nick.
That's one album that I remember when it first came out. People were like, "Oh, this is good," but we expected more from the heights of Kanye West and Jay-Z. There's another album.
Yeah.
That
you're right about that, Nick. You definitely right about that, Nick.
Spike, there are people that now try to herald Watch the Throne as this great duo success. I do think that they're pulling a bit of 808 and Heartbreaks when it comes to that album. People were disappointed, and now they're trying to fit in. And we're like, oh, man, remember Jay-Z and Kanye? Now you don't even want to fucking talk about Kanye. Jay-Z probably even hate he even did that album.
not as much as he did with R. Kelly.
Damn,
Bro, I wonder which one he regret.
Man,
Which one you think you regret more? The Kanye?
It gotta be R. Kelly. It gotta be R. Kelly, bro.
I don't know, man.
Pissing on a little girl is way worse than being. I can't even say that.
being a black Klansman.
Wait, I was like,
gonna say this nigga's in the clan room, and he called your kids the R word, bro.
Wait, he did what?
He called Jay-Z kids.
He did?
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it, Luke.
Kanye did.
In the interview?
Nah, he tweeted it.
What he called him? He called him
was like,
Rotund. What he called?
He was like, you wonder why you don't never see Jay-Z two youngest kids because they are. And he don't want.
Yeah, he said that.
And he don't want
said
nobody.
He said what he said. Lou, they said he said they read niggas. What he called?
You can say it, Nick. You can say
That's
it.
messed up, Ken. Don't laugh.
Hey, if I was Jay-Z, I would be on a mission to smack the shit out of Kanye when I see him.
You can't smack him, bro. He's sick,
Man,
bro.
fuck
He
that.
mentally
Fuck that
ill.
You ain't calling my
he's
kids.
mentally ill.
You ain't calling my kids that, bro. Like and getting away with it and running around with a Klan mask and shit on. Like, no,
That's what I'm trying to say, Ken. Is like if you remove the name Kanye West and what his accomplishments are, and you just judge this black man from the antics and I tell you that this man is mentally ill, you'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm not joking. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe it. I don't excuse it, but I believe it. I got to give flowers to B for calling it early and getting up out of there at the height of the madness that we seeing now.
So I heard somebody talk about this, and I was thinking the same. So you seen he did that interview in the Klan robe, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he came in dressed regular. Would y'all still did interviews like, hold on, let me go change real quick? And he came back in the Klan shit.
If I'm
I wouldn't.
I would feel like he was playing with me. I feel like,
Yeah.
bro, you fucking with me, man. Like you finna sit here in the Klan robe with a swastika on? Like, nah, bro.
But he knows Act don't care about black people, so it's easy for him to do that.
Yeah, that was easy for him to
true.
pull that off.
Yeah,
If he was to do some, which I don't think he would sit down with him. If he was to do some shit like that with Van Lathan or somebody, oh yeah, Van Lathan would be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm not doing this interview."
Yeah, I think Jay-Z though. Now that when you mentioned it, he has some of the worst collab in the history.
Yeah, they haven't aged really well.
Not at all, man.
Not at all, bro.
He has two of the worst, probably.
Yeah, and Kanye.
Yeah. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But
some of them records got hits on it. Though. I'm saying some of the records got that.
Art from the artist.
Hey, R. Kelly said he's still writing music for people today. Like they asked him, he said he got at least 25 records out since he's been in jail. Yeah, since he's been in jail.
Under a pseudonym?
No, Ken. People still reaching out for that heat. That's what it is.
Yeah, but on the liner notes, does it say?
Oh no, it don't say R. Kelly. No.
What does it say?
I don't know.
What does it say?
He didn't say. I don't know what he's under now.
Because I didn't know if this was AI or not, but I remember this was going around for a minute where he did the song Residuals with Chris Brown. Like he did it from the jail phone. Yeah, I don't know if that was real. That was really R. Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You know AI shit. You gotta question every damn thing.
Everything you see, like, is that real?
Bruh, is that real? Yeah.
R. Kelly, Chris Brown collab. Jeez.
Well, Chris Brown had that challenge where people was like remixing all the songs and shit and singing, I guess, from they tone, and R. Kelly did one.
He was like, R. Kelly was like, I only got 2 minutes, so I'm gonna do it right now. And he started.
Chris Brown and R. Kelly got a record. They got a record. I think a couple records together. Though.
They do?
Yeah. One of them is on Chris's album, and I think R. Kelly got one on his album. I know Chris. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I missed those.
Yeah, Chris has collaborated with like damn near anybody you could think of, possibly outside of Michael Jackson.
I think when R. Kelly's made that album making monkey and animal noises, I think that's when I was
oh my god, yeah, kid, bro. I know exactly.
It might.
The Chocolate Factory was his last like great hoorah. Like,
I was gonna say Double Up. Double Up was probably the last.
Double Up, bro. Hold on.
Double Up was
that after? That was after Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, that's after. Yeah,
Double Up was out of there.
No, that's the last. Double Up had the same girl.
No, Chocolate. I'm talking about as a whole though. Chocolate Factory from.
I'm telling you, Double Up was the last.
Double Up had the zoo on it.
Double Up wasn't it, bro. Double Up, like you are right, Nick. Double Up had it had some joints where I was like, okay, that's an R. Kelly classic joint. But the whole album, oh yeah, no, it's a lot of skips. A lot of skips.
Chocolate Factory.
Chocolate Factory was the last one where that was the damn near you can unskippable R. Kelly album that he made with Chocolate Factory.
That had the greatest transition from Ignition to Ignition Remix.
Yes,
I think that's the greatest transition in music history, bro.
I mean, I had to think about music history, but
we gotta do a top. We gotta do a Mount Rushmore.
If you say maybe R&B, possibly, but
I'm just saying, B. I don't know. And he did his own to do your own remix and it to be that flawless. Oh, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to praise him, man, but musically, this motherfucker is a genius, bro.
Look, as much as we like cancel R. Kelly now, but I know when Versus was going on real popular, like that was the one person where it was like, man, R. Kelly, he'll knock a lot of these R&B cats out, bro.
He's unbeatable.
Only Michael Jackson.
Like the legends have to, the legends like the Stevie Wonders, Michael Jackson, the Princes and stuff can take down R. Kelly. But like the Ushers and Chris Browns and all these other R&B, nope.
They can't.
Nope.
Y'all think
what you said, Lou?
Well, I was just Chris Brown trying to get the Super Bowl. That's why he's doing the stadium tour. Y'all think they're gonna give it to him?
Nah.
Is he? Do he have a good relationship with Jay?
No,
I mean, because that. Oh, he don't.
That's a good question,
Because of the Rihanna situation.
Yeah.
Chris Brown doing a stadium tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doing a stadium tour.
And he call it. Don't he call it the Breezy Bowl? Breezy Bowl.
Yeah.
$1,000 meet and greets.
Well, he did that before though. That's not new.
He did $1,000.
That's not new.
He's the last superstar R&B artist. Honestly, I don't.
He is. Yeah, because because before him it was Usher, and then you're right. After Chris Brown, I can't think of R&B.
Beyonce and R&B. She's a pop. She's a pop.
Beyonce, her own damn shit.
Chris Brown the only one that can do a stadium tour, right? He the only one.
I think he the only one that could possibly pull this off.
Right.
R&B, yeah. I don't think nobody else in R&B. Like if it does, it's gonna have to be like a group of people. Like it has to be like
I think he got some
multiple acts. It had to be like multiple acts.
Or at least two. You had to have at least two acts. The only one that you could, because I wouldn't even say like The Weeknd could do stadiums, but he's not R&B.
He just did one. He just did a stadium tour, but you're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
I ain't know Chris Brown was still pulling.
Yeah. I didn't know either, Ken. I was just like, I mean,
the ladies look like
ladies love him. He got the ladies on lock, bro. He got Rihanna situation and all. He still got the ladies on lock.
Some of them out there might be wanting that treatment.
Hey,
help me up in the bedroom.
Hey,
tie me up. Smack me around.
Right.
You know?
No, you ain't lying, Ken.
Abuse me, Chris Brown.
Yep. You ain't lying.
You know, hey, there's some people out there like that. Hey, I'm not, kink shaming, but hey.
That man said kink shaming.
They'll take their chance, bro.
Yeah, some people in the snowballs, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Lou, don't look up Breezy Bowl. That could be that's a whole other. That's something else.
Don't ask me how I know this, but the worst one you can look up is rusty trombone.
Oh my God!
Hey, Lou, it's some other shit, kid. He dropping hits.
I don't even remember how I came across it, nigga.
I don't want to know either. Boy.
Me either. I hate you even said it. Because my mind now, I'm like rusty, and I'm trying to bro. Oh, Jesus. All right, yeah, we getting out of hand.